出口です。
I saw you smile from across the room, and suddenly my heart forgot what to do. Just a glance, then I looked away. Why
ま
is
もなく
hello
目的
so
地付近です。
hard to say? I write a message, then erase. Wonder what you'd think if I say, hey. I feel the nerves, I feel the doubt, but I still wanna figure it out. So I'll take little steps, not a race. One soft word, one smiling face. Even if I trip or fall, it's okay, I tried at all. Love begins with quiet starts, with shaky hands and honest hearts. I may not know what comes next, but I'll begin with little steps. Maybe I'll say, I like your shirt. A simple line won't get me hurt. Not too close, but not too far. Just enough to show who we are. I won't pretend, I won't control. I'll keep my peace, I'll guard my soul. And if I feel that spark ignite, I'll let it bloom in gentle light. So I'll take little steps, not a race. One soft word, one smiling face. Even if I trip or fall, it's okay, I tried at all. Love begins with quiet starts, with shaky hands and honest hearts. I may not know what comes next, but I'll begin with little steps. If I get no reply, I won't lose sleep. I'll keep my rhythm, I'll go deep. In every smile I dare to show, there's a part of me that starts to grow. So I'll take little steps, day by day. Let the fear just fade away. Even if it's just one text, that's enough to make what's next. Love begins with honest tries, with hopeful thoughts and open eyes. I don't need to play pretend. I'll just begin with little steps. One breath, one breath. is playing low and clear, and everything I need is here. Your hand in mine, no words to say, just let the rhythm drift away. The breeze is soft, the shadows play, time just melts into the day. Oh, let the music flow, let the sunlight show how beautiful life can be with you. And a melody, this moment just like this, a quiet kind of bliss. No rush, no plan in sight, just us and nothing. The coffee's warm, the window's wide, the ocean hums from far outside. You smile and hum along with me. The tune is soft as any sea. We don't need much at all, no grand design or call, just laughter in the breeze and silence shared with ease. Oh, let the music flow, let the sunlight show how beautiful life can be with you. And melody, this moment just like this, a quiet kind of bliss. No rush, no plan in sight, just us in afternoon light. Just us in afternoon light. Green rug by the TV screen, walnut table in between, but something's missing in this space, a cozy spot where we can stay. I picture us side by side, two wine glasses, moonlit night. Your favorite white, a perfect scene. Just need a place where we can dream. Looking for the perfect sofa, one that makes you stay a little longer. Soft and deep, where time slows down, where you forget the world around. We'll sink right in, won't wanna move, wrapped in blankets, me and you. Every movie find a couch and drift away. Second thoughts on a silver light. You held my hand, but your grip felt like we said it's fine, like we meant it whole. But fine's not love, and warm's not gold. You laughed too quick, I blinked too long. There's something missing in our favorite song. The silence crept like steam on glass. I traced the heart, then let it pass. Second thoughts on a silver night. You held my hand, but your grip felt like we said it's fine, like we meant it whole. But fine's not love, and warm's not cold. Your eyes were here, but looking past, like watching reruns that couldn't last. I asked you twice if you were okay. You nodded slow, then looked away. Second thoughts on a silver night. You held my hand, but your grip felt like we said it's fine, like we meant it whole. But fine's not love, and warm's not cold. Not every crack means it's gonna break, but sometimes hearts just need the ache to know the shape of what they missed. Not all regret begins with a kiss. Second thoughts on the silver night. You held my hand, but your grip felt like we said it's fine, like we meant it whole. But fine's not love, and warm's not gold. 속아 처음엔 너무 달라서 우린 자꾸 부딪혔지. 하지만 너의 따뜻한 손길 거짓 없는 눈빛 속에서 진짜 너를 느낄 수 있었어. Stay with me, stay with me. 이제는 알겠어 너란 빛을. Stay with me, stay with me. 서로를 비추는 우리 둘. 너의 말투 너의 작은 습관 이제는 내게 익숙해. 다름 속에 숨겨진 마음이 사랑이란 걸 알게 돼. 아무리 다른 길을 걸어도 결국 우리는 만나겠지. 서로의 빛이 되어. Stay with me, stay with me. 이제는 알겠어 너란 빛을. Stay with me, stay with me. 서로를 비추는 우리 둘. 멀리서 왔어도 우린 하나야. 다른 세상 속에서도 같은 하늘을 바라보며 서울의 밤하늘 아래 너와 난 하나 되어. 이제는 너 없이 안 될 것 같아. Splash cold water on my face. Avoid my eyes in the mirror's gaze. Leftover takeout from last night. Warm it up under the microwave light. Brush my teeth. No words, just air. But in my shirt, smooth down my hair. Keys in hand, I pull the door and take the same old steps once. Today's just another day. Nothing special, no grand display. But somehow that's okay. And I kinda like it that way. Blending into the as the world spins loud. Someone's umbrella hits my arm. I close my eyes and breathe in calm. Today's just another day. No one sees me, and that's okay. Even silence has a say in what it means to feel this way. What it means to feel this way. Still no reply from you, my friend, but I keep my phone in hand till the end. The sizzle of pens, a TV sound in an empty home. Comfort's found. Tonight is quiet, soft and plain, but I'll live this day again, and maybe again. That's enough.
예.